Inspired by Susanna from Nonstop Papercraft, I am going to make my own summer traveler's folio. Welcome, it's Winnie from BellaSunshyn. This is what Susanna's folio looks like. When you open it, you'll have a flip here, and there's supposed to be a envelope flip. And on this side, she's gonna have like a two-door style flip that opens. And over here, as you can see, there's a spine. You're going to add your one signature in here. And then when you do this flip, it will have this flip up like this. And then over here, she'll have something like this. And this will be flipping down. If you guys are interested in what she's doing and you want to learn how to do her base, I will leave her link below, so please watch her video. Mine is just slightly different. Let me show you guys my mock-up. Here's the front, just same concept. You open the folio and here's the flip. There's the envelope flip. Mine is going to have different type of pockets. And this is the one signature. And then you have the flip here, which mine also have the flip up, but mine will be able to take it all the way out, just like this. And then of course, this is gonna be a different style of pocket. There are two ways that I wanna show you guys on how to make your base. One is using a scoreboard, and of course, the other one is using without one. The size of the folio is 6.5 by 9 inches. I think this is a perfect size because when you fold a regular copy paper in half, it would fit right in here. So it's perfect for your signature that you'll need right in here. I highly recommend that you guys do the same size as we are because we've already figured out what size you need and what's going to work and what's not going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and clean off my desk and get my scoreboard, and I'm going to show you quickly on how to make yours. To use the scoreboard, I wanted to show you guys, as you can see, my main base for my folio is longer than 12 inches. It's about 13 3/4. So to kind of cut it in place, or to cut it right, what you would need to do is whatever material you guys are using, go ahead and get that. I'm just gonna use a cardstock. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. So with this one, you need to just go ahead and put it in the 12 inches mark, line it up. I know not all scoreboards are the same, so whatever you guys have, just follow this instruction. So with this, I'm gonna make sure you guys can see it. With this one, you need to go ahead and count to your 6.5 mark from here. So I know that's 12, so my 6.5 is gonna be right here. Once you have the 6.5 mark right here, starting from that, you're going to count 6 lines. And the lines, I'm calling these right here, right? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's your 6, and you're going to score right there. So if you can see here, it's in the 6.5 mark here, and then this is the 7th, 8th mark. This spine is going to give me more than half an inch spine. If you guys want something smaller, then you can just make it to 5. But I am making it to be a little bit more because I'm thinking I might do 2 signatures, okay? So once you have this mark, you need to go ahead and move your paper to the other 6.5 right over here. So you're gonna put in the half a mark, and then what you want to do is make sure you count to 6. So there's your half. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. And so you would cut off this entire thing, and you will have this much. Then now we're gonna work on the flip. This flip and this flip is exactly the same size, so you're gonna need to make two. And this is what you would need to do. Let's say this is what we're using. I'm gonna go ahead and put my straight edge to a number. I'm gonna use 10 and line them up. And then what you wanna do is you're gonna go ahead and score on the 5.5, which is right here. And then from the 5.5, you are going to count four lines. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you score. As you can see, that's on the 1/8. If you're following the same way as I am, you can see the number. So again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. Then from there, you are just gonna count to 6. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that puts it in the half line, and you just score once because that's where you're going to cut it. So this would be like this, and you would cut that off, and it will give you this piece like this. So you need to make two of these. Then for my flip, this one here, right, we need double. And what we want to use is something that's already, let's say I am using this. You can see that there's already a fold here to make it easier. What you would do is you're going to measure to the 4.5 mark, and you are going to cut that 4.5 right here. Then from here, you are going to cut the 8 is for the length, and it's going to be, you're going to cut right there. So it would look something like this. There's the 8, and then there's the 4.5. That's the base that you would need. Then the next one, to make, well, not that one, actually, it's this one. To make this, I want to use a board for this one. And so what I would like to use is just using a file folder like this. All you have to do is cut. So from this marking here, my page is 6.5. I'm just gonna cut it to 6 3/8. I just want it to be slightly smaller so it doesn't cause a problem. Let me see if I can find one here that I already cut. This one here, let me show you guys. So as you can see, it's just slightly smaller. I want a little bit of a gap so it doesn't cause a problem. So that's what you need to cut a piece of. If you don't have a scoreboard, what you would need to use is something like this. I found this with my nail stuff. I'm not sure what you call them, but you can buy one at the Dollar Tree. It would look like this. It's got 2 rounds. This one is pretty big, and then there's a smaller one. You'll need a ruler, and then let's say you measure the 6.5, right? And you have a pencil mark, and you would just line up your ruler like this, and then you use the smaller side, and then you score, having your ruler help you guide where you need to score. And you would just need to do that a couple of times, just like that. Then if you don't have this tool, all you need is a ruler, and you just need to line up, and then you fold. You just keep pushing and pushing until you can have a crease and fold it like that. That's basically it. Now, whatever tool you're using, whether it's this, the scoreboard, or the ruler, you want to go ahead and flip your page and do the scoring again. It's just going to help you fold your base better, because you need to be able to have it go both ways. Okay, so let me show you guys the piece that I'm going to be using. I am going to be using this as my main base. This is it's a lot thicker than the file folder, which I think I want to do, since it's going to be where the front cover is and the back cover. For the flip, I'm using the file folder, which is this, and then this one. And then for the extra pocket that's going to be here is a file folder. And then the insert, of course, I'm also going to use the file folder. I will not be putting this thing together yet, because I think it might be easier if I went ahead and put my digitals that I'm going to be using first on this one. And then once we have it all decorated, then we can put it together. The digital kit that I want to use is from Nonstop Paper Craft from Susanna. I have won this last year. It is the Final Days of Summer. That's what I'm going to be using to decorate my folio. And I've decided this is the front cover I want to use, and this is the back cover. Whatever paper you guys are using, whether it's the scrapbooking paper or a digital that you're printing out, whatever you're doing, I would suggest, I am going to, as you can see, here's the edge of this picture. It's overlapping the spine that I have. And I want to do that so it doesn't, I don't have to add anything on the spine. I don't have to add fabric or anything else. I'm just going to use paper. But because this is a traveler's folio, which means, you know, I'm going to be taking this on a trip, on vacation. So I want to make sure my front is going to be sturdy. And what I want to do is use a napkin to decoupage the front and the back. So it's going to look something like this. This is just a napkin that I glued to the book. This was an altered book. And I think with this, it's going to make our picture last longer, and it can handle some wear and tear versus if we don't do anything to the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and decoupage this. And what you would need to do is, before we glue it to here, we need to go ahead and just remove this. We need to go ahead and decoupage the front cover and the back. And I'll do the cuttings later. So all you're going to take is a napkin like this. And you don't need to worry about what is the front, because we're just using the second ply or the third ply of this thing. And we just need to separate them. I don't have a piece of tape. Or maybe this will work. Yes. So you just need to pull out the layer. Okay, so here's the ply. That one only had one, so we're going to need another napkin to use for this. And on the napkin, you can see there is this rough places, and then there's the smooth. Just for consistency, I'm going to go ahead and just try to use the place where it's smooth. So I just need it big enough to cover my picture here. So you can see like that. Let me go ahead and get another napkin and get my desk protected, and I can show you guys on how to decoupage. So the glue that I'm going to use is this. It is a PVA glue. I've never used it to decoupage anything, but I wanted to give it a try. I normally use glue wall. You just need, it's the same concept whether you do glue wall or this Linico. So I just have an empty jar here, and what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue. There's really no measurement here. I'm just going to put glue. And see, it's not that thick. And then what I want to do is wipe this off. Once you have your glue, you want to go ahead and add water, but I want to add just a little bit of coffee liquid in here, just so my page won't be so white. I want it to be a little bit vintage. So I'm going to just put a little bit of coffee. I'll show you guys what I have. Hold on. See, I made some coffee and I just put some liquid in there, and I want to go ahead and stir this. And I need to just mix it to see if I need to put more glue or if I need to add water. And see, it's pretty runny here, so I think I'm going to have to add glue. So I have it enough. It's not too runny, it's not too thick. I think this is about right. So we need to go ahead and get our brush. And you can see it with the brush, because you want it to be able to be thin enough to cover the napkin. Okay, so we take our digital and take the napkin. Like this. And you just want to make sure you line up your napkin like this. And it's okay if you guys have bubbles, or I mean, not bubbles, these little crease line. So what we want to do is we want to gently, let's put this over here. We want to go ahead and gently put the glue onto the napkin here, and you just do section by section. Can't put that there. Just to take out bubbles. I don't really care if there are what do you call it? My goodness, I can't think of what it is. Lines or crease. It kind of adds some character to your front page. Just want to work slow. And if it doesn't work out, we can always do another one. So okay. Oops. See, you want to be careful. Now that's kind of tearing. It's okay. You can't really keep going over. I don't know if you guys can see that. Ugh, I did it again. Okay. So with that, just take another piece like this. and I'm just gonna patch it. And I think it'll be okay. That, and then we need just a small little piece. And this one like this. And we'll do a little patch. Okay, I think I got the edges here. I think we're good. So let's go ahead and do the second one. Or actually not the second, the back. Okay, I kept messing with this thing and now I made it worse. So I am going to try to fix it. I know I'm not gonna be happy with it. I'm just trying to take the little patch. Let's see. Not sure if I can. Got a little too thick here. Maybe I should just leave it. I think what I didn't like was that it had a straight edge in there, and I didn't want that straight edge look showing. So let's just do okay, now I'm making I'm making this worse, guys. Oh my goodness. I think my brush is too wet. Okay, I am gonna leave it alone to dry. I am not sure if I like the look of using the Linico glue, so I went ahead and made a glue wall glue so we can try it on the back to see which one we're gonna like better. Again, we're experimenting, so I can always just reprint. And I'm just gonna spray, maybe if I spray water on the digital a little bit to hold my napkin in place. It gives me a chance to kind of iron it out also. Like this, okay. All right, let's see if this is gonna be better. Oops. I have a lot of wrinkles. That's okay. And I think that will do. We'll let it sit and we'll see which one we like better. So this is the front. As you can see, it turned out pretty good. You can't really see where we did the patch, the two spot that we did the patch. I am noticing around the flower and on the edge here, there's like some white spot, like maybe I didn't put enough glue. But overall, I have the texture. It looks pretty good. I like it. And then on the back, you can't really tell the difference, you know, so it looks pretty much the same. I have more wrinkles on the back for some reason. But overall, I think you can go either one. If you have the Lenical glue, then use that. If you have the glue wall, I think they both work just great. I was debating whether to coffee dye the rest of the paper that I was going to use to cover these flips, but I wanted to show you guys what they look like. I did some that I was thinking of putting in the signatures. Here's one. Sorry, that's my daughter messing with me while I'm filming. Here's one that's coffee dyed. And this is the one that's not coffee dyed. You can see that it's pretty, it's going to be very noticeable. So I think I'm going to have to go ahead and coffee dye it just so I can have some consistency throughout my folio. And I'm also going to attempt to maybe do another layer of, I don't know if I need to use glue. I'm going to try just coffee first, maybe brushing on some coffee water in there, and just to see if it would darken up a little bit, just to match what's going to be the inside. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to try it with the glue, with glue and coffee, and see if that would be better. So here's our new pages. As you can see, it is a little bit darker, so just using a brush to coffee it, to coffee dye it some more, it worked. I didn't need to put extra glue or anything. I mean, I can still see it's lighter over here, but that's okay. I think it'll work. So that's the cover. I did iron these. Some of the pages that I've already coffee dyed, I did iron them. If you don't have to, I just think it makes it a little bit easier to work with when you're gluing a big page. I also coffee dyed the envelope that I was going to use. And as you can see, I lost the plastic because the iron got too close to it and it just melted it. So you guys be careful if you have this type of envelope. I'm probably gonna go ahead and put something in there. So no biggie. So with this one, your first thing that you need to decide on, as you guys, like I said before, my cardboard is not that thick, so you really can't notice a thickness of it. I can distress ink this, it's not going to be a problem. But if you have one that's thicker than mine, then what you would want to do is you want to overlap a page to cover this up. You don't want to use your front cover because you have that texture in there and you don't want it to cause you a problem over here. You don't want it to bulk up. So your best solution is going to be using whatever page that you were going to use as a background for this one, which if you're following my folio, it's going to be this one here with the 3 pockets that I have here. And what I was going to use for this one is this digital. I just need to make sure when I glue it, I overlap on the spine here like this, and then enough to overlap over to the cover. So you would glue this first, like this, glue this first, and then once you have that glue, then you can go ahead and glue your cover. So in my case, I don't need to glue my page here first, so I can just go ahead and work on the front and the back cover. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and glue this. And I'm just going to line up my paper, making sure it's in the right place. Oh no. My page is not big enough. What happened? You know, when you have this idea in your head, you think you have a vision and then it doesn't quite, oh, maybe I have it the opposite. Maybe it was supposed to go here. No, that's not gonna work either. Okay, give me a second. Let me think this, see if I can come up with a solution here. Okay, here's what I came up with. I can't use, if I line this up here, like this, I can't use another paper to cover this up because I would have to texture it the same way I did for the back and the front. So my only option is either putting a fabric or some kind of lace to cover this up. So I can do it this way. But what I wanted to do is I really wanted to have my front to have one piece, and I'm worried about the look of having it meeting here. So my other option is doing it like this and then putting the lace over here, or a fabric to kind of cover this up would be my second option. But I'm worried about when I glue this, I have a very small, it's like a 1/4 inch to kind of work with, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough to go over on the back side. I'm going to need to do a part 2 to finish up our folio. My video is getting way too long. So in the meantime, what I will do is I'm going to go ahead and work on the cover, have it all glued and ready for next week. And I will also have the rest of my paper that I need to coffee dye and iron. And I'll have the pieces all cut and ready to go. And hopefully we can finish next week. If not, we'll do a part 3 to finish up the folio. I hope you guys stay tuned for next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.